Hi, y'all. Dr. Mary Renzel here. Those that don't know me, I'm owner of Brain Fresh. Check me out, brainfresh.org. I'd love for you to get to know my services and I can get to know more of you. If you want to drop me a note, it's thebrainfresh@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Just let me know your latest challenges. I'm all about supporting healthcare workers. Today we're going to talk about laziness. Why laziness? Well, such a funny thing happened recently. I was taking golf lessons of all things. I'm learning how to golf. I'm super new at golf. I don't know too much about golf. I know there's a little ball, a lot of holes, but I love being outside. And I like learning new things. My husband and I are new, almost empty nesters. So we're trying something new together. So I'll let you know how it goes. So far, so good. I have blisters on my hands from it. So far, kind of good. All right, but lazy. So recently, my teacher, my golf teacher, told me to take the lazy approach to a swing. I was like, what is the lazy approach? And what he meant by that is like to do all the work going up and over. And then as you release it, just let it go. Just use the momentum and use gravity to just meet the ball and then finish off the swing. And that's what he was saying the lazy approach was. And I thought of it like it's not lazy, it's really just like intentional because lazy and me, I don't like to use that word. It has a lot of baggage for me, right? Like, do you use lazy? I think of lazy as like shameful and lazy, right? Like it's negative. You're laying around, you're not doing much. There's probably something to be done and you're sitting around. Lazy is negative. But the way that I interpreted what he was saying is like lazy, that made me just take a pause and think like, what the heck? I don't ever use that term. And actually, when I did it, like he said, it worked so much better than me trying to kill the ball. So one of the persons in the class was like, I'm trying to murder this ball. He's like, no, lazy, lazy. So it was just funny. So, when I think of lazy, I just have a lot of baggage and it's a very negative word for me. And so I could take a little time to think that through, or where that came from or where I heard that word. But it's not something I espouse to. I'm not looking to be lazy. I'm a physician, I'm a neuroimmunologist, I am a mom of four, I'm a business owner, I'm a consultant. So I don't usually think lazy. It's not what I do. I like to kind of get things done and have an impact. So I started Brain Fresh because I just see healthcare workers just really suffering because we all went to tons of school, and I serve women docs mostly. So we've gone to, gosh, decades of school, spent lots of money getting trained, spent a lot of hours, sleepless nights working to really learn how to care for patients at like, the optimal level. And, people are exhausted still. There's not just kind of a set way or a foundational way to make sure you're taking care of yourself. And so as a brain doc and a business owner, I like to empower women docs with simple, fun, and foundational well-being systems before their next emergency hits, right? Like things come up in life, right? So we have to have these things in place so that we don't, just wait for someone to bring us these tools. So a lot of times people get burned out, they have to leave, they go to psychology or get coached or something. And so they have to go learn the tools when something's wrong. So I like to put them into place, go upstream. It's a great book, by the way, called Upstream. But looking at problems, like how can you get ahead of problems? And that's just the way I like to approach things, is to be ahead of the game. So when this golf coach was saying, hey, we got to be lazy, we'll be more successful, it was just so bizarre for me. So I had to pause and think about it. And, I think it's intentional, being really intentional about the power of the upswing, putting all your energy toward that and then relaxing as you come down and just let, gravity do its work. So I think in life and in professional development, we can do the same thing. Sometimes there's a lot of momentum and then we can relax and let all of our learnings do the work. So when we're talking about like putting these fun and foundational neuroscience strategies into place, it takes some time to get them into place. And neuroscience learning is not once generally, unless it's associated with a mistake or a big stress. Sometimes we will remember things really well if it's like super important to us. But if it's like kind of important and you're not sure if you really need it, we got to set those things into place. And it takes time to put in new habits into place, right? So there's a great quote said that most urgent things are not important, but most important things are not urgent. So that's from Dwight Eisenhower. And I would say these neuroscience foundational tools are really important for healthcare workers because the rate of burnout, gosh, I mean, it's just crazy, right? And I'm a neurologist. Neurology has the highest rating of burnout in the latest Mayo Wellbeing Index. So over emergency medicine. So it's really amazing. So back to my golf lesson and being lazy. My teacher said to be lazy, but I think what he was referring to was being really intentional. Just put the tools into place that you need. Don't waste time on things that you don't need. And I think that is so true, right? So we all want to do that with our development. So why don't you let me know if there's anything you want to kind of rethink. I had to rethink the term lazy and see the positive aspect of it, meaning like, okay, I can be intentional with it. I'm going to change the word a little bit because I do want to put systems into place and learn things that are very intentional and get the job done and not waste time or energy, right? I have other things to do. I want to learn golf and I want to be a really great doc and a really great partner and a great mom. And and be active in my community. So I'm busy in other things. I don't want to waste time where I don't need to. So what are you going to do? How are you not going to waste time? How are you going to be really intentional with your professional development? So feel free to check us out at brainfresh.org. We serve busy women docs with empowering facts, neuroscience strategies, so they can live fully in their gifts and their strengths. Okay, you got this, guys. Stay well.